The last film creator I would like to talk about that inspired me is more of a personality than a director, although he did also create the content. He was known more for his personality, and that would be Rob Serling, who's probably best known for his work on the Twilight Zone. I feel like Rob Serling inspired my work because, much like most of his work being the Twilight Zone and the Outer Limits, I want my film to be an anthology, and I feel like he had a very strong understanding of what made the anthology genre work. As well as this, he understood what made the horror genre work, which kind of made for an interesting experience because when the Twilight Zone aired in the 60s, each week you would tune in and have a completely different story, and each one of them would be more famous than the last. Although not every episode of the Twilight Zone was a hit, the majority were, and they influenced the horror genre entirely on their own. There's nothing like the Twilight Zone ever since. Yes, you had your Tales from the Crypt and all this other stuff, but the Twilight Zone was like the main cause of that. And as my film is basically a spiritual successor to this type of stories you would find on the Twilight Zone, you know, your typical man being selfish gets punished by some sort of supernatural cause kind of thing, just like a type of story you would see on the Twilight Zone. I felt like I would have to talk about it as far as my inspiration goes. And yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to get across the point that it goes from beyond the point of it just being an anthology. Like, I could have just said, oh, it's an anthology movie, so it could be literally anything. I could say it could be 22 Tales from Springfield, the Simpsons anthology episode. But no, I feel like the why I chose the Twilight Zone in particular as an influence is because I feel like the Twilight Zone is very tonally and spiritually the sort of thing I want to aim for with my film. And Rob Serling himself understood what made the horror genre work, so I wanted to replicate his style as a loving tribute to his work, as I'm a big fan of the Twilight Zone and the Outer Limits. Yeah. As far as these three activities I've done, they may not be 100% right, but at least I've tried. I've thought about my answers. I'm reading off of notes. You can't see them obviously because they're here, like just before the camera. But I am reading off of notes that I have made. I've watched several videos about Rob Serling and Wes Craven, etc. So yeah, there we go.